Welcome to Hard Copy Hounds, powered by the World 1-1 Network and sponsored by Premium Edition Games and their upcoming Series 3 release, Cathedral. Let's get into the Hard Copy Hounds report. Starting off this week, we're taking a look at limitedrungames.com, where you can put in your order for the following: Axiom Verge 2 on the Switch, PS4, and PS5 in an open pre-order through October 31st, as well as Axiom Verge 1 and 2 Combo Pack for Switch, PS4, and PS5, also in an open pre-order through October 31st. Blood Rain revamped on Switch and PS4 in an open pre-order through November 28th, and Blood Rain 2 revamped on Switch and PS4, also in an open pre-order till November 28th. Quake for the PlayStation 5 in an open pre-order through November 14th, and Pathway for the Switch in an open pre-order through November 7th. Coming from Limited Run Games distribution list, we've got As Divine Collection on Switch in an open pre-order till November 7th, Crisis 2 Remastered on the Switch in an open pre-order that goes live on November 2nd and runs through December 19th, Cyanide and Happiness Freakpocalypse Episode 1 on Switch and PS4 in an open pre-order through November 28th, Drive for the Switch in an open pre-order with 2,900 copies available worldwide, Fatal 12 on the Switch in an open pre-order through November 21st, Gear Shifters for the Switch and PS4 in an open pre-order through November 14th, Going Under available for the Switch and PS4, as well as Neon Abyss and River Bond also for Switch and PS4. Shadows of Adam for the Switch and PS4 is available, as well as Song of Horror on PS4 in an open pre-order through November 14th. Superland for the Switch and PlayStation 4 is currently in an open pre-order, and the Falconeer Warrior Edition for Switch, PS4, and PS5 is also available. The Town of Light for the PlayStation 4 is in an open pre-order with 2,500 copies available worldwide. Harvest Moon One World on Switch and PlayStation 4 is currently in an open pre-order, and Billion Road for the Switch is in hand and ready to ship, along with Holy Potatoes Compendium for the Switch. Regions of Ruin for Switch is ready to go, as well as Super Epic The Entertainment War for Switch and PlayStation 4. Arc of Alchemist for the Switch is in hand and ready to ship, as is Thea The Awakening on Switch. Mercenary Wings for PlayStation 4 is in hand and ready to go out the door, and Where the Water Tastes Like Wine for the Switch and PlayStation 4 is available, as well as Dragonstar Vernier for the Switch. Next, we're taking a look at SuperRareGames.com, where you can put in your orders for the Deponia Collection, Dog World on the Switch with 3,000 copies available that goes live on October 28th, Ida, Last Day of June, Metal Unit, the Meepoo Me Collection, Monster Prom XXL, Old School Musical, Smoke and Sacrifice, Unrailed, and Yes Your Grace, all for the Switch. Next, we're going to slide down the line and take a look at SpecialReserveGames.com, where you can order your copies of Crossing Souls for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Demon Throttle for the Switch in an open pre-order through November 15th, Downwell on PS4, Enter the Gungeon for PS4, Piku Niku on Switch, The Red Strings Club, The Swords of Ditto, Mormo's Curse for the PlayStation 4, Heave Ho on Switch, and coming soon, Loop Hero and Weird West. Next is our sponsor, PremiumEditionGames.com, where you can grab your copy of the Pigeon Dev Games collection on the Switch, and coming soon, Cathedral. Taking a look next at StrictlyLimitedGames.com, you can grab your copies of A Magical High School Girl for the Switch, Aberembo Tengu and Zombie Nation for the Switch, the Aberembo Tengu and Zombie Nation Switch NES bundle, Asterix and Obelix Slap Them All on Switch and PlayStation 4, Bubble Bobble, Four Friends, The Baron is back on Switch and PS4, Clockwork Aquario for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Cotton 100% on the Switch, PlayStation 4, Super Nintendo, and Super Famicom, with pre-orders going live on October 24th. Cotton Guardian Force Saturn Tribute for the Switch and PlayStation 4, and Cotton Reboot for Switch and PlayStation 4. Darius Cosmic Revelation on Switch and PlayStation 4, Darius Extra Version for the Genesis and Mega Drive, Last Labyrinth on the PlayStation 4, Lode Runner Legacy for Switch and PS4, Mad Stalker Full Metal 4th for the Genesis and Mega Drive, and Mega Turrican Director's Cut for the Genesis and Mega Drive. Necrosphere Deluxe for the PlayStation 4, No Heroes Here for PS4, and Panorama Cotton for the Switch, PlayStation 4, Genesis, and Mega Drive. Pressure Overdrive for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Rolling Gunner on Switch and PS4, Space Invaders Invisible Collection, for the Switch, Speed Limit on Switch and PS4, Spelunker HD Deluxe for Switch and PlayStation 4, Star Hunter DX and Space Moth Lunar Edition for the Switch, Super Turrican 1 for the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, and Super Turrican 2 for the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom. The King's Bird PS4, Turrican Anthology Volume 1 for the Switch and PlayStation 4, and Turrican Anthology Volume 2 for Switch and PS4. Wild Guns for the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, and Wild Guns Reloaded for the Switch and PlayStation 4. And coming from their partner store, Always Awakening for the NES in an open pre-order, Connect Tank for Switch and PlayStation 4, Crosscode on PS4 only, Root Double for Switch, Star Renegades on the Switch and PlayStation 4, Umihara Kawase Bazooka for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Witch Spring 3 Refine for the Switch, Wonder Boy, Asha and Monster World for the Switch and PlayStation 4, and Yeats Origin for the Switch and PlayStation 4. Next, we've got iam8bit.com, where you can grab up your copies of the Annapurna Deluxe Edition on PlayStation 4, Disco Elysium Final Cut Collector's Edition for Switch, PS5, and Xbox One, Etherborn on the Switch and PS4, Gone Home for the Switch, Grindstone on Switch, Inside for the PlayStation 4, Manifold Garden for Switch and PS5, Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo, Mutazone for the Switch and PS4, the Ori Collector's Edition for Switch in an open pre-order still, Res Infinite Eco Forward Edition on the PlayStation 4, Spinch on the Switch, Spiritfarer for Switch and PlayStation 4, The Pathless on PS5, Untitled Goose Game for the Switch and PlayStation 4, and Wadham for the PlayStation 4. Next, we've got SignatureEditionGames.com, who currently has available the 30-in-1 game collection on Switch, Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX for Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox, Origami 2 for the PS4 and PS5, Bomber Crew on Switch and PlayStation 4, Bounty Battle for the Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, Brawlout on PS4, Candle for PlayStation 4, Children of Morta on Switch, PS4, Xbox, and PC, Cloudpunk for the Switch, Xbox One, and the PC, Darkest Dungeon on PS4 only, and Dead Cells for the Switch and the PlayStation 4, Dungeon of the Endless for PS4, For the King for the Switch and PS4, Frostpunk on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Hellpoint for Switch and PlayStation 4, Hero Defense on PS4 only, House Flipper for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, Instant Sports Summer Games on the Switch, The Long Reach for PS4, and Monster Harvest for Switch and PlayStation 4, along with Moonlighter for the PS4 only, Northgard on Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, Riot Civil Unrest coming in on the PlayStation 4, and Road 69 for the Switch exclusively, Runbow on Switch and PS4, Sparklight for the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, along with Spirit of the North for the Switch, PS4, and PS5, Stranded Sails on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, Streets of Rage 4 for the Switch, PS4, Xbox, and PC, as well as Streets of Rage 4 Anniversary Edition for Switch and PS4, Terraria on the PC, The Last Stand, Aftermath for PlayStation 4, PS5, and Xbox One, Ultimate Chicken Horse Anniversary Edition for the Switch, Unbox Newbie's Adventure for PlayStation 4, Valfaris on the Switch, Vaporum on Switch, and Yonder, the Cloud Catcher Chronicles for Switch, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Moving on the line, we've got East Asia Soft along with their partner PlayAsia.com, which is going to let you grab up your copies of Alchemic Joust on PlayStation 4, Black Sea Odyssey for PS4, Bleed and Bleed 2 collection on PS4 only, Caveman Warriors for the PlayStation 4, Devious Dungeon on PS4, Distraint collection for Switch exclusively, Fall of Light Darkest Edition on PS4, If My Heart Had Wings on the Switch, and Leap of Fate for the PlayStation 4, Love Esquire on the Switch, Morio Crystal H on Switch, Murder by Numbers for the Switch, Panty Party Perfect Body on Switch, Rainbow Moon for the PS4, Rye for the PlayStation 4, Seabed on Switch, Semispheres for PS4 and PS Vita, Smashing the Battle, Ghost Soul for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Tachyon Project on PS4 only, The Letter, a horror visual novel for the Switch, Trigger Witch for the Switch, PS5, on Epic for PlayStation 4, Vesta on PS4, and Xmorph Defense for the PlayStation 4. And last but not least is Fangamer.com, where you can grab up your copies of Bugsnax for PlayStation 4 and PS5, currently in an open pre-order, along with later Alligator for the Switch, Stardew Valley for Switch, Hollow Knight on Switch and PlayStation 4, Undertale for Switch, PS4, and PC, and Slime Rancher for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Spelunky for the PlayStation 4 and PC, and Hyperspace Outlaw on the Switch is currently in an open pre-order. And that's the Hard Copy Hounds report, and as always, fuck the scalpers.